play a role. Everybody has to play a role on a team. And when you get to college, the ability condenses a little bit more. I mean, it's not as many players. You know, the ability is a lot higher. And the same thing with the pros. I mean, the guys that are playing pro ball, they all deserve to be up there. They all played on a high level of competition. So the intensity comes from within. It's how much heart you have. If I'm coaching a team, and if I got a player, I had the opportunity when I was a freshman at UCLA to coach the boys freshman summer league team at my old high school. And I had a kid on the team that was like, oh, he was about 5'6", and he was kind of wiry. Good player, real good player. But he had a lousy attitude. He thought he was a superstar. He thought he was the only guy that could do anything on the team. You know, he wouldn't hit the open man, and he'd always want to score the points. And then I had this guy that, you know, he's kind of fat. And, you know, only like 13, 14 years old. And he hadn't developed. I'm sure now that after he got to be 18, 19 years old, he probably developed a lot more. And boys develop a lot later in life than girls do. But he was a lot slower, kind of roly-poly, he couldn't move as well, but he hustled out there. I enjoyed coaching him more than I did the kid that had the talent. I would rather coach 5 people that aren't that great a talent, that are all average players, than rather coach 5 superstars that have bad attitudes and all think that they can score and win the game by themselves. Basketball is a team sport, and it teaches you how to get along with people, whether it be on the high school level, the college level, or the pro level. You look at the Los Angeles Lakers. They've got a guy on their team, Kurt Rambis, who doesn't get a lot of exposure. And he may not be, quote, a superstar and have the ability that somebody like Bertrand Johnson or Julius Erving or Larry Bird has. But he plays a role. His role on that team is to rebound and to play defense. He's not a big scorer, like Abdul-Jabbar or Jamal Wilkes. You know, they do the scoring. You've got to be able to play a role. You've got to be able to do the things that you do. You know, if I play with Tony, I mean, Tony is like 6'4" and just built. The guy's a stud. You know, but he can jump. He's strong. You know, in playing in this pickup game, I didn't get a chance to see him play outside, but he's strong inside. He blocks shots well. I can't do that. So I've got to do other things. You know, as much as I'd love to play like him, I can't jump as well as he does. I can't block shots. I don't move as quick or as fast. So that's where I love the game so much that I try to make up for things. So I have a lot more intensity. I don't have as much. Tony's just as intense as I am, but he shows it in a different way because he has more ability than I do. But you've got to be able to play a role and do the things that you're capable of doing. As a factor as far as intensity level, it should always continue no matter what level you're on. Whether you're playing basketball or if you're out in the world. Any other questions? This is nice silence. Okay, I'll talk a little bit about shooting. I'm not one of the best shooters, but when I get out of the game, but I think I explained it okay. Again, as I mentioned on defense, shooting is done with the legs. It's all in the legs. When the ball starts falling short, it's because you're not using your legs. And initially, when you first get the ball, you want to be an offensive threat. You've got to turn and face the basket. Because if I stand out here, if I get the ball, I'm going to this basket, I get the ball on the wing, right, just like this. First of all, my knees aren't bent. Okay? And second of all, if I just get it here, again, as I said earlier, I'm not going to play defense on this player because they're not facing the basket. They're not going to score on me because I'm not facing the basket. Two things you want to do, your knees have got to be bent, and you turn and face the basket. Be an offensive threat. When you get the ball, you want to put the ball in a triple threat position. You want to be able to do 3 things from that position. You want to be able to pass, shoot, and dribble. Okay? So if I get the ball here, I'm going to turn and face the basket. The ball is in a triple threat position. That little drill I had when I was out here and the 2 players were trying to get the ball from me, it's also in a position where if he's playing, I can take it back from that defense and protect it. I'm still moving it, okay? But from this position, I'm in a balanced situation, ball, the feet, get it out. The weight on the ball to my feet, my knees are bent, okay? I'm able to take the ball from this position, I'm able to pass it right from that position, and I'm able to shoot from that position. Where was my rebound? You are ready? You gonna be ready next time? You're gonna move. What are you gonna do next time? If I shoot, you gotta get the rebound, okay? Usually when I go out and shoot, I was watching a lot of you earlier, and especially in the game, people love to get out here and start off and shoot 20-footers. I mean, everybody thinks that they're, Larry Bird and just, Freddie Brown or whatever, and just shoot 20, 30-footers. Okay, the farther out I am, that ball goes in, that's great. Yeah, I got range. But what I try to do, and try to tell people, when you're shooting that far out, you're not going to make a whole lot of shots. And plus, you're not shooting as if you would shoot 10 feet in. You're really throwing the ball in and pushing and using your body, and it's not a natural shot. So what I like to do is, normally what I would do is I would start right under the basket, okay? And I would take just short shots. I am shooting the ball from here, okay? So y'all be ready. So I'm just going to take short shots, okay? Nobody's got good hands over here. I'm going to be able to tell how the ball comes off my hand, and I'm going to have everything in rhythm. Okay, I'm just going to get my body together, and I start real close in so I can get a good feel. Second of all, when I'm that close, I'm going to make a lot of shots. And when you make a lot of shots, it gives you a lot of confidence. So what you're doing is you're building up your rhythm, and you're building up your confidence. Basic things as a right-handed shooter, and same thing goes with left-handed. You want your feet about shoulder width apart, what's comfortable for you. Okay? As I said earlier on defense, you get your feet too wide, and you're off balance. Too close, and again, sometimes it's really difficult to get a good shot off. So you want your feet about shoulder width, a little bit farther than shoulder width apart. If you're a right-handed shooter, your right foot is going to be half in front of your left foot. Like your left foot will be right here, okay, in the middle of your right foot. Because that gives you a little bit more balance, rather than if your feet are together. So that right foot is going to be a little bit further in front of your left foot. You want everything in line. First thing, you want to square off the basket, knees are bent. Knees are always bent. If I get the ball, the guy passes me the ball, and I'm like this, my knees are straight, I'm wasting energy. Because what happens, I'm standing straight up. I've got to bend down and then shoot again. Okay? So if he gives me the ball, my knees are bent, I'm all ready to shoot the ball. I don't have to waste some energy as far as going down and then coming back up again. Get the ball, knees are bent, balance. That one foot is a little bit farther in front of the left foot. Everything in line, you want the toe, the knee, the hip, the elbow, and the hands all in line. When you're shooting the ball is shot coming off these 2 fingertips. When you have it in your hand, you don't want it in your palm because you have no control over the ball. The same thing, you don't want it on your fingertips. You have no control over the ball. The pressure comes from these 2 fingers, the little finger and the thumb. That's where the pressure comes from. You want to be able to take this hand and be able to slide your fingers up on your palm. The ball is going to lie right here at the knuckle on your fingers, okay? And you're going to put pressure on the ball with your little finger and your thumb. And when you release the ball, it's going to come off these two fingers in a rotation. Okay, I've seen a lot of you, I was watching some of you shoot. Also, after you shoot the ball, you want to shoot the ball up in here. Okay? Some of you are releasing the ball in here. If you release it here, that's a low trajectory, and a lot of people are going to be able to block that shot, and you will not get any rotation on the ball. It's just going to be like a shot put. So you want to be able to release the ball up above your head. And when you release it off these two fingers, you want to be able to come down. Like you're trying to touch your elbow. Or how like a lot of the probably do. Like that. Okay? So release that ball, the hand is coming down. And you see the rotation. There's a gentleman that played in the NBA by the name of played with the Los Angeles Lakers, and he was a fabulous shooter. I mean, that's what he was known for. And he told me one time, and this is one thing that you might put into your mind, whether you're at the free throw line or in the open court, especially at the free throw line. What will help you make you give a good shot or know that you're releasing the ball right is if you have the seams this way. So if I'm lining up here to shoot a free throw, I want the seams going this way so the ball will release with the seams in rotation. If I have the ball this way, and you can